I grew up in dairyland. We grew soybeans and cows. I'm not a farmer. I was historically really poor farmer when I lived on my grandparents' farm, but yeah, I mean, it's incredibly difficult. There's a USDA study that shows that since 1985, farmers in Arizona have spent more money farming than they've taken in. So more expense than income since 1985. That's crazy. Almost at capacity. There's no business model that works in that system at all. But we still want locally grown produce. My name is Erik Stanford. I own and operate Pivot Produce. I'm weighing out 5 pounds of carrots for the Cup Cafe, and they're super sweet and delicious. Pivot Produce is a distribution network operating under the Food Hub model. I'm purchasing produce and fruits from small farmers in southern Arizona, and I'm distributing their produce to some of the best restaurants in downtown Tucson. Hey, Morgan.
Lettuces, carrots, radishes, spring peas, squashes, pumpkins, gourds, collard greens, mushrooms. The list is ever growing. My name is Anthony Coluci. I'm the executive chef for Hotel Congress, the Cup Cafe. Local produce is extremely important. Food that is easily sourced, is transparent. I understand exactly what goes into it so I can get the most out of it. Honestly, it's a lot of fun because he sends me a message. He says, hey, what do you want? I said, bring everything, bring it all, and I'll take it. He's bridged the gap from farm to table, for sure.
The fava beans? Yeah, they're from Dreamflower Gardens. Yeah, you got it. Thank you for purchasing them. Middleman, liaison, broker, they're all kind of terms that have been thrown around to define what I'm doing. I think middleman suits pretty well. Yeah.
I had this Swiss salad for a wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you got all the kale this week.
Yes.
And we're good. Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Erica. Yep. I've been a chef in Tucson and all over the country for the last 15 years, and I saw a pretty blatant disconnect between the food that I was eating at home, stuff I brought in from the farmer's market, fresh seasonal produce, and the produce that I was working with in most of the restaurants, most of the kitchens that I was working in. The flavor, what that is when you have something in the ground that's nutrient rich. The soil has been cultivated to the point where it's putting as much nutrients as it can into that tomato. It tastes like a tomato, and it smells like a tomato, and it feels like a tomato. But it's the best damn tomato you've ever had.
Feed the chicks at that point.
It's because a farmer grew it and had compassion while they were growing it and thought about the best way to propagate that vegetable. And they, not only in that season, but the 3 seasons before, were planning how that soil is alive and how they've kept it alive. I think what you're tasting is their hard work and their compassion. And in a industrialized food growing system, you're not tasting that. Farmers markets are great, but it's not practical for a farmer to go to 5 farmers markets a week to sustain their business. We're headed to the southwest side of Tucson to the Breckenfeld's family farm. They've been farming this plot of land for something like 32 years. It's a really interesting. When you break it down to the raw core of what we're trying to do, I'm trying to make sure that they're spending more time growing vegetables rather than worrying about where they're going to go, how they're going to sell them, who they're going to market to, do they have to find a new restaurant or market or whatever. Let me take care of that, basically. All right, yeah, let's see what you got going on. And that's what we've been doing. I haven't been out here in a little while. Going out to the farms, physically being there, and going through and tasting crops out of the field and getting the subtle differences. I mean, that's the best part of my week. Let's weigh it all, because they might want to use some of this. Yeah, right? It's so sweet, good, buttery. How many pounds did you harvest last year?
He's a fellow Wisconsin person. we kind of hit it off right off.
This is all the flour that's what you're eating.
My name is Don Breckenfeld. Actually, I'm a retired soil scientist with the USDA. After I retired, I just got crazy with the gardening and took my own advice now, growing my own vegetables. This is the ancestral floodplain of the Santa Cruz, so these soils here are very rich, and they've been in production. It dates back to 6,000 years ago. Very delicious, great for salsa.
I'm loving it.
That's
great.
Right now, we got a garlic crop that's about ready to come out, and we grow 14 different varieties of garlic. We grow 5 different types of kale, 3 different types of spinach, beets. We're also getting ready to put in tomatoes. We grow 22 different varieties of tomatoes, and then the peppers will be going in here shortly. Yeah, it's hard to pick because I love all of it. It's just part of me. I just love growing things, and I like growing food for people, and we know it's going to go to a good use.
What a lot of farmers have said about me is that I'm bilingual, in that I speak chef. I know that culture, I know the back of the kitchen, I know the mindset that is of a chef. And then I've come to learn what it takes to be a small grower and learned the language of that. Hit it with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That steams it.
That sounds good.
You can talk to Erik, and he understands what you're talking about, you know, the different flavors. You think of garlic as just garlic, and I can tell him, this one's nice and hot, this one has a floral taste, you know, and you can see the wheels turning in his head, how he can cook with this.
Oh, look at the grapevines are popping off already too. All right, I'll be back for grape leaves.
I'm gonna get a little philosophical here, but this is almost like my church. I feel so much togetherness with nature and everything around me, but working out here. I almost feel like the plants can talk to you after a while, and you just start reading what they're saying, and you just take care of them.
Carrots taste more like carrots. Peaches taste more like peaches. The strawberries taste more like strawberries. The flavors are really big, and it's very unexpected, and I think it's just a great side effect of getting local food. It's hard for a farmer to drive to me. It's hard for me to drive to a farm. So he's doing the work for me. And every Wednesday I get, you know, a little inventory slip from him. This is what I have. And I said, great, let's bring it on.
Mitch, I just got to go to the front desk. I got a check waiting up there for me. Oh, there I am. I see it. I see it. All right. Thank you. See you next week. All right, Tone. Talk to you soon.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. So I'm not saying that local produce is going to take over the market. We're all going to be eating what's grown in Tucson because we live in a desert. I don't think we could produce enough for 1 million people to sustain here. But I think it's an important thing to work towards. How else can we help? How can we make it more viable to be a farmer in southern Arizona? That's what's important, is making it more viable. What's up, Steve?